Hey Libra, it's Amber here at Persephone's Journey Tarot. I hope that you're very well. I thought that I'd pop in as I had some time and carry out a quick love slash general life reading. Just want to see whatever messages Spirit may have for you for the month of June. It is a mid-month reading, so it is really from the 15th of June. And it does carry you into the 15th of July as well. So I always kind of do 30-day readings. But it still is the mid-month reading, so it's really looking at that time period. So I thought I would come on camera while I was laying the cards out after I'd shuffled, as I thought that you guys might want to see that. You have said that in the past, you want me to shuffle on camera, but I take so long to shuffle. You literally trying to throw something at the computer, waiting for me. But yeah, so we've got these three cards. I am actually, this is still a Celtic cross spread. But I just do it in the form of a square. It just helps me, and I just find it really interesting how the cards talk to each other when in this position. As you may have heard of, there are magic squares as well. You may be aware of those things too. So I like to kind of throw in all sorts of different elements of, I guess, the occult or magic and spirituality into my offerings to you guys, because I find it all helps. So I am using the Aleister Crowley deck. At the base of the deck, Libra, we have got the amazing Wheel of Fortune card, which is just great. I love this card. I think it's a really exciting card, and I feel really excited looking at it. I feel that obviously this month there'll be opportunities, there'll be changes, there'll be progress, there'll be movement forward, there'll be changes, there'll be shifts, and all of these shifts will feel like maybe things have fallen into place, or things have now been set in place to allow you to move forward in a particular direction. So I feel like there's some sort of shift happening, and it kind of is locking things into their right order at the right time. So this could also be talking about, the perfect timing, destiny, divine timing, as they say. So that's definitely at play this month. So there will be changes, and it could be also an energy, especially with the moon being what's crossing you at the moment, to kind of go with the flow, to move with the energies that you're in, rather than trying to control it, because everything is happening at the right time. So things may seem confusing, most definitely with the moon card here. I was going to say you may feel confused at times. Things may not appear as they seem to you. Things may not appear as they seem, and that's not necessarily in a bad way. This could be in a very positive way, as in you may not see a certain situation or circumstance being positive for you, or being a good opportunity or the right step to take, when in fact it's best that you do nothing, I feel. Don't interfere, don't try to take control of the situation too much. Just let things happen, and then kind of give your yes and no. It's more about accepting or rejecting rather than controlling and making something happen. So see what the universe brings you. You can accept it or not. And that's really what the moon card is about as well. It's about being receptive, and it's really quite a feminine kind of energy card. So the divine feminine is also involved here as well, and that could be quite important for you. With the Wheel of Fortune as well, you have to kind of be able to go with the flow. So yeah, I feel that that's an important message for you for this month. We do see you here with the Ten of Swords as your first card. So obviously with the Ten of Swords here is the Sun in Gemini. In fact, this card, there may be some sort of heartbreak or painful situation that you may be dealing with at the moment. There could be some sort of major ending. This also talks about stress as well, just simple, plain stress. You could have a very stressful situation that you're dealing with. It could be that you're finding this whole period may be quite stressful, as it's quite a mental burden. Also got the scales here as well at the top of the card, so that's interesting. I've never seen that before. So yeah, Libra, you have appeared here. So you could be very much in your head, and that's in complete contrast to the moon card. The moon card is saying get out of your head. Things are not going to make sense. Things are not going to add up. Like, For instance, sometimes things can sometimes be too good to be true, and you could be thinking, this just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't get this, Lucky, or this is not going to turn out well. Like, people don't, win the lottery every year. It's like it's almost like maybe you can't believe it in a way. Like, you're just not really buying it. That's how I feel. Like, you're not buying it, and therefore you're wanting to control the situation, especially in your head. But you're finding that no matter what you do, and no matter what you think, this is an energy of hopelessness, really. So really, I feel it's saying that no matter, I think you're finding as well, you will be finding that no matter how much you try to make sense of a situation, even if it is maybe explaining someone's bad behavior, there sometimes is just no straightforward answer to things. And sometimes you've got to just let things go. This is a card of letting things go, letting something die, taking your hands off the wheel in a sense, and just stop worrying about a situation. So the Moon card here, you are in a situation at the moment where things are very much in flux. Things are very emotional as well. There may be a lot of things that you don't know that are hidden from you. And it's causing you to be, I think, kind of in your head, and it's stressing you out, but you're realizing that you're almost banging your head against the brick wall. It's like there's no point in thinking about it, overthinking about it, because you're just not going to get answers this way. The Moon card suggests that the way to get answers is to go through the experience, is to experience it, and then you will understand it viscerally, or you will understand it through experience rather than through your mental your mental, So what's driving the whole situation here is the Three of Wands. So this is the Sun in Aries card. We've got a Pisces here as well. So there could be a Pisces also that's featuring very strongly in your life. This could also just be a very kind of watery energy, a very psychic person, maybe a very watery kind of person that could be almost the complete opposite to you in some way, because they're all emotion and feeling, and you seem to be quite all head, which makes sense. You are Libra, you're air sign. However, what's driving the whole situation is this possibly, maybe this want for a new beginning. It's almost like a pining, a waiting for some sort of new beginning, for something to start, something being on the verge. This card is also about virtue. Got the word virtue here. So I don't know, virtue seems to be quite important as well, like doing the right thing, hanging on to something. But the Three of Wands here, the reason why I say hanging on, because it is a kind of card of waiting. And then we do have divine timing, and we do have you having to go with the flow, and you having to kind of give up some sort of it's really about having faith. This card is definitely about having faith. Not just faith, but confidence in the fact that I've done everything that I can do in the situation. Now all I can do is wait. But it's not like a wait as in, it's not a really all negative. It's like anticipation. It's excitement for what's going to come. However, we don't know exactly what's going to come. However, we have put ourselves out here with this card. We have kind of taken that leap, or that first step, or made an offering to someone and said, okay, yeah, you may have entertained a conversation around a relationship with someone. If this is pertaining to a relationship, this could all be to do with work as well. Take it as you receive it. But yeah, that seems to be what's happening here. But once we've been through all the cards, hopefully we'll all tie in together and we can see what's going on as a whole. But yeah, in the past we had the Four of Swords, which is a lovely card, a card of rest, relaxation. This is Jupiter in Libra. So in the past you may have had a lovely holiday, a lovely break. You could have felt, again, this is it does talk about abundance in this deck. We are looking at some sort of abundance of luxury, or abundance of peace, balance, really feeling balanced in the past when it comes to your mind, and you may have felt like you need to take a holiday, or you did take a holiday, or maybe in the past there's been some sort of issue when it comes to communication, because traditionally the Four of Swords does talk about taking a break from communication and just kind of going within, focusing on yourself and kind of refilling yourself mentally, of like your kind of positive mental energy, I guess, or just kind of that kind of refill energy I'm picking up here with this card. Yeah, and this could be because this could have been to avoid an argument in the past. You could find that right now there is no winning in an argument. You could have found that the best thing to do is just not to argue, is to actually, again, not take control of the situation, but to go with the flow. The Four of Swords is about sitting back. So it's like almost like you've intelligently made this choice. Like you've thought about it and you've thought, okay, this is where I'm at. I've tried everything. I've done everything in this situation. I can't think of any more ideas of what I could do. I can't even think of what I've done wrong if it has gone wrong. There's no answers basically you can find here. But one thing you have found is that you can find a lot more peace and a lot more opportunity and a lot more progression and a lot more positive movement if you say less, if you take a bit more of a back step. You maybe have become more observant of what's going on rather than taking action in it. So that could also be going on as well. But it does talk about a truce here. So in the past, if there was any arguments, it looks like you guys have managed to, I think, step away from the situation. Like I feel like it's you. You're hanging back. So maybe this person is, agitating. Maybe this moon person, maybe you can't see. Maybe there is real differences here between you and this person. I do see this as your person. So it could be like a Pisces that you're dealing with. We do have the High Priestess here actually, and we've got a Cancer here as well. So it could be you're dealing with a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio even. We do have a very watery energy here. So yeah, it could be that you are kind of at loggerheads with each other, but with the Moon card here, it would seem like this person probably is not going to change. This person, this is who they are. It's a major arcana. This person, this is who they are, So it's, you either work with this person or you don't. They're not going to change, I feel. So yeah, this person's very, and this is even in the position of your environment. So even around you, this person's around you, if it's a he or a she, it looks like a female. But definitely feminine energy is coming through a lot anyway. But it looks like your person is very sensitive, emotional, maybe even slow moving, quiet. They're quite slow. They themselves maybe are slow. That could be frustrating for you, because they go with the flow of this person. So they're never kind of in a rush. Whereas we've got you here with the Chariot card here. You want to move things forward. You are ready to move things forward with the Chariot card here. And in fact, you may even feel like this is your calling. You may feel like there's nothing else, that you could be completely fixated on this person in some way, or the success of this project, or the success of the relationship. You're quite fixated on that, and you're determined to see victory here. You are very willing, it seems, to be flexible. You may feel like you're being pulled from left to right as well. Like like this person may be really keeping you on your toes, but like I hope I'm not really getting anything negative, to be honest. I think it's just this person is just the way they are, but you're not used to it. But however, you're not giving up. You're still sticking with this person anyway. And you could be seeing it as a bit of a learning curve. Maybe you like the challenge a little bit, it is stretching another muscle that maybe you're not, you don't use that much, which would be kind of your more intuitive side. I mean, everyone's got their intuitive side. I'm not saying you don't have one or anyone doesn't have one. Like, and who would I be to say that anyway? So, But I would say that maybe you rely more, you fall back more on logic when faced with an issue or decision or anything. You're able to detach really from things and look at things objectively, and that will be your go-to. And then maybe you might tap into your intuition and see what that's saying, or you might do both. But this person, um, yeah, and I feel like this person is kind of like asking you to use your intuition a lot more, or to go with the flow a lot more. Is that's or the situation is causing you to fall back more into that energy, as I keep repeating myself. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And it looks like with the Wheel of Fortune here, it's saying that it's okay, things are going to fall into place. And we've got the Emperor card here as well for you. So this could be you, if you're a male watching. A lot of major arcanas here, so yeah, it is a major time of change. But it could be talking about control as well. The Emperor card does talk about control and having dominion over things. But, you know, the Emperor card is always looking, well, in this deck anyway, he's always looking towards the Empress. So no matter how much he is caught up in the material world, in logic, in you know, in the material world, you know, he's still very focused on the feminine. That's who he does it all for. That's really his end goal. And I feel that's how it is for you. I feel like that's what you're being reminded here, is that in order to develop this kind of full skill set of leadership, of empowerment, to really embody the Emperor, basically, of that full dominance and control and power over your life and mastery over life. You know, this was the Emperor card. He's the master of life. He knows how to move into any situation and make a profit from it, and to make it work, to become the leader, to fix it, to organize it, to make it work. And in order to really do this, you need to be in touch with your intuition. You need that's also very important. And I think this is even a spiritual object here that he has in his hand. So he even holds that quite close to his heart, because we have got the cross here. And so yeah, I feel that. And when I say looking at the feminine, looking at the Empress, when I say looking at the Empress, I'm really talking about looking towards that feminine energy, that intuition, and knowing when to let go and when to let the universe do its thing. And it's really tapping into that, knowing when you are trying to control out of fear, and when you're trying to control because it's your duty and it's the right time to do so. And it's kind of finding that line, I think, for you. And, you know, that does come with that kind of self-reflection, like going within as well. The Moon card is also is antidote, as you could say. For me, I call these two like antidote. I don't know why, but it's something I read somewhere. But I do see the Hermit card as the antidote to the Moon card, where there is chaos and nothing seems to make sense. And, you know, the underworld looks like the upper world, and the upper world looks like the underworld, and everything's moving. And then we've got like these straight, direct lines. Like the Hermit card talks about directness and getting to the point and maintaining focus as well. So this is really about kind of maintaining that sense of calm in the midst of a storm. Effectively, that's what's going on here. So we've got the 9 of coins, essentially. So that's what you're focused on. That's your main focus. You're working towards maybe. Okay, so this could be an earth sign, possibly, that you're dealing with as well, possibly. You know, maybe this person is just very feminine but is an earth sign, or maybe this person just got very strong water and earth elements in their charts, but it looks like with this, I always see this as someone who's admiring someone, with this being Venus in Virgo, and often it comes up a lot where there is a Virgo involved, and there has been a lot of love or attention given to them, or someone is in love with them, or is kind of watching them, has got a crush on them, or something like that. So I don't know if that's the case for you. Maybe you have got a crush on, you are very much in love with someone, and they could be of an earth sign as well, earth energy. I do see a lot of people here involved. Is this something to do with family as well? Or maybe there just are a lot of people involved in the situation, and you're having to try to bring harmony into maybe a very kind of, as we've seen, changeable and complex situation where logic doesn't have a place. This is about how people feel. This is about emotions, family, and all those kind of things. Those things are what is important. How you feel, what feels good, what brings harmony, even if it's illogical. What brings harmony, what brings success, what brings gain. Okay, so it's like, what are you going to gain? So all efforts that you put into it, if you do decide to, do take action, take more control, or, play a more active role in the situation, if you feel that need, that does come up, it's always got to be about, okay, so what are you going to gain? What are you going to gain out of this action? And you have to think about everyone that's involved as well. It's all got to work. And then again, we've got circles and straight lines, almost like you have to balance this like masculine and feminine thing. You have to somehow use your mental, use your logic or thinking to support and maintain this emotional, I think, equilibrium that you're trying to get to, maybe in this situation or relationship. So in the near future, we've got Venus in Aries. We've got completion, 4 of Wands. It talks about a very happy family. Okay, it does talk about you actually finding success here, you figuring this out. In the near future, you will have more peace, more harmony. This talks about harmony. Okay, this talks about victory. Okay, this is a really, 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 really just a lovely card to see. We've even got 4 doves here as well, which is interesting. Aries is also an important sign for you, Libra, because it is your opposite sign, which means it rules your partnership sector. Sorry. So I think it's looking really good. So something to do with your partnership sector you are waiting on, and you're very focused on it. It could even almost be like I said, it could really feel like you've met your soulmate, or you feel like it's a calling. You feel like it's more than just this worldly. It's otherworldly. You feel like it's otherworldly. The connection that you have, you can't explain it. Yeah, I'm getting that, and it's just lovely. I'm feeling really, really good now, Libra. Like, it just seems lovely. Like, your relationship, it just seems really lovely. I wish I had a better vocabulary, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think that's one skill you have to have as a tarot reader, is a really good vocabulary, because you need to be able to explain all the feelings that you're having. But yeah, I'm learning all these things. But yeah, it looks as if it looks really, really good, and there may even be a reunion here as well. When it comes to family, look at all these different characters. It's almost like 2 families possibly are coming on board here. That could be happening here, some sort of coming together of these different characters. And as you all come together, it is like you are a powerhouse. You're going to be a very powerful connection, most definitely. Very fiery. There could even be like there's going to be there could be a lot of fire energy as well, or competitiveness kind of could be there as well. I'm picking that up. There is not the Five of Wands. I don't think it's any serious thing, but I just think that maybe there's a lot of everyone's got a good, healthy confidence. That's how I feel. There's a lot of confidence, or maybe in the uniting, it brings in a lot of confidence to both families. You've got more people, I guess, you can rely on, more people that you can talk to, and you feel connected to. So there could be like this really a case of, because where there's 4 buttons, it actually creates 8. So it's like it's what's the word? Exponential. Is that the right word? Exponential. Yeah, I think so. Exponential growth. From one union, maybe it just creates this sort of abundance. And it may be quite scary for you because you don't have control over it. You don't have control over this. And maybe it could be so good and the potential so good. And I think often in life when things are really good, it is scary sometimes just to kind of let go and have it unfold. You want to keep it. It's kind of like maybe having a newborn baby. You can get overprotective over it. There could be that happening. So then we've got the High Priestess, as I've said before, and then we've got the 10 of Pentacles for what you're hoping and wishing for. So again, you look to be hoping and wishing for some sort of family union. Again, look at all these signs, all these people coming together. All very maybe different, but again, complementary. And it's like you strengthen each other. There's this like solidarity. But this is in your hopes and fears position. So you could be, I think you're really hoping for it. And it's interesting that, we've got 10, 9, 10 going on here. We've got 4 and 4, It just, for me, speaks about progression. And then there's this kind of transmutation of energy as we go from it all being very much in your head and not much action being taken to a focus on harmony, and then success and completion and actually coming together. So I feel over the next month or so there will be real positive change. So you're coming into, this reading is for June 15th through to July 15th, so it's like it's not really so much for this particular period, although time is fluid and could be for any time really, but I do feel like for this particular period you may come into it feeling a bit hopeless or powerless. It's really a card about being powerless, so you could feel that way. You could come into the month feeling that way, but then seeing this potential for real growth to happen in your relationships. I think really things basically start to improve, okay, and you will start to see that physically here. Money could also be a major issue for you as well at the moment, so that could be also the crux of the matter, is money and luxuries. Maybe this person that you're dealing with is very focused on money and luxuries. Maybe that doesn't make sense to you. You're just like, I don't get it. But for this person, it makes them happy. So you could be kind of learning things like that. But yeah, there's a lot of psychic energy around you. A lot of females maybe could be coming into your life. Maybe your partner has got lots of daughters or something like that. That could be happening too. But there's a lot of feminine energy around you with the High Priestess card. And that's like raw feminine energy. That's why I said it could be just a lot of people. It could also, again, like I said, be your partner could just be very psychic. It could also be secrets, things hidden, things that you don't know. it could also be that you're just in a very secretive environment. The moon card also talks about secrets. So there are things that you don't know, and it could be that this person is deliberately not showing you certain things. Okay, so with the High Priestess as well, it's like this person is displaying a lot of nice things here at the bottom. They're showing you lots of nice things. So, like I said, you will see some sort of physical positive movement forward here. There will be signs that, there will be, like, for instance, you will maybe become official and start calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend, like, properly, or you could, the relationship will develop into a more serious one, and it will be evident. But there will be still things that this person is not telling you or showing you. And I think this person actually possibly has a lot of influence. If this person is quite psychic, and I did talk about magic, I know this person is up to things, not really in a bad way, but maybe they're just very, very spiritual, and they may connect to the spiritual world too. So they may have a lot of power behind the scenes that you may not be aware of. That that could be happening too. But the High Priestess is usually someone that's quite above board. And often as well with the High Priestess, sometimes the secrets that she has is not necessarily bad. They're just things that you wouldn't understand. So it's like there's no point in telling you. It's kind of like, say for instance, a High Priestess, okay, could be someone who's into BDSM, say, okay. She's not going to tell everyone that, or he's not going to tell everyone that, because not everyone is going to understand, although it does make perfect sense to her and maybe the world that she's in or he's in. And it's that kind of thing I feel with the High Priestess. Often the High Priestess can hide some really juicy secrets, and she seems completely innocent, on the surface, but behind it all, she could be someone very different or have very different interests. And often the interests that she has may not be in line with society's values, and maybe a little bit taboo. But it's her, and that's her secret. So I don't know if you're dealing with someone like that as well, Libra. Again, I keep talking about her simply because it's just this very strong feminine energy coming through, and the Chariot card. But this could easily be a male person that you're dealing with that's got the same kind of attributes. Yeah, this person, I mean, if it is a male, then this person may really put you on a kind of pedestal as a female, as a woman, I should say. Kind of put you on a kind of pedestal. Like you could feel, or they could feel like they've caught a big fish, Like there's an abundance here. And you could be quite concerned about abundance and money. With the Ten of Pentacles here, you could be concerned about, you may really want this to be more grounded. This person is a bit, like I said, a bit all over the place. They're kind of hard to pin down, maybe in terms of what they say, what they think. If this person may be quite vague, but at the same time, I think that's very alluring for you. And I think what you want is just this person to kind of give you a bit more of a concrete answer, feeling, response, that will allow you to start to plan for the future. You want this person to plan for the future. You want to see something more solid, I think, from this person. Because you want marriage, you want family, you want kids. Loyalty is very important for you as well. And you could also be concerned about wealth. I mean, we've got these two cards centrally, well, we've got this card centrally, and this card in your fear position. So it could be that money is a real issue for you at the moment, with regards to this relationship. You may feel like you don't have enough for this person. You could feel like this person likes a lot of luxuries. I would say the High Priestess could definitely be someone like that. you know, because she is a priestess, so she will be having probably a lot of the finer, or she's, you know, maybe from a certain part of society, you know. She's probably part of the elites in some way. I mean, your person may not be that far up in the echelons of society, but maybe this person is a little bit of a diva, or a little bit of a, she's got standards, you know, she knows what she wants, and, you know, it just is who she is. I keep getting that. It just is who she is, you know. So, yeah. And you could be kind of concerned about that. And you could maybe be thinking to yourself, well, you know, it's all well and good that this person may see these finer things in life as being very important, but what about loyalty? What about longevity? What about real relationship and family? These issues, I think, are quite concerning to you. And you really want family, though, and you want it to work. You want it to develop, and for there to be some sort of a union in terms of a family, I feel. Especially with the Ten of Pentacles here. And usually the Nine of Pentacles is about being single. But I really see there's a lot of people for you. And I also see it as having enough money of your own. So again, I feel there's an issue here where you're feeling like maybe you don't have enough money for this person, or to maybe sustain this whole family, or to work together with this person to create this new family. That could be an issue too. But Spirit is saying, you know, don't worry about it too much. You know, you have to go with the flow. You know, the Emperor has to go with the flow, which isn't the easiest thing, however, and doesn't look like he wants to do it because he's facing the other way. You know, you don't always bring about your own luck. Sometimes it's just handed to you, and you have to accept this and go with it to get the most out of it. And this will require you to be the hermit, to be quiet, to not take action. But then we've got another sign of intuition here with the three-headed dog. It's about having, you know, having one eye on the goal, you know, one eye on logic and reason, and then one eye, you know, your third eye on your intuition and the spiritual aspects of the situation, and cutting out all the fluff. So any interference that's happening, you're being asked to cut that out and to focus on what's important. So you have to choose your thoughts carefully. It looks like you need to choose your thoughts carefully, choose your actions carefully. And when I say carefully, not acting in fear, but acting in a way that is really, again, in line with what it is that you want. I think I said that before, earlier in the reading. Every action that you take has got to be a game. It's got to be in line with whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. Not logic or what anyone else says. Someone else might say to you, oh, you know, that can never work. You can never blend your family and their family because you live here and they live there, or you're this person or they live this way, and it might not work. And it could make complete sound sense. But you're not to take too much of that negative thought and reasoning into account when making decisions. It's like you can't think about what could go wrong. You have to focus on what's going to go right and how you can make it work. That's what's going to actually help you, not focusing on what could go wrong, but focusing on what could go right. Again, being positive, looking at the opportunities. Overall, that's the energy. Being aware of the opportunities, being positive, seeing the glass as half full, you know, and you living it, being in abundance. And we do have you having this fear of maybe not having this abundance, you know, and wanting it. And it looks like it's there for you. But it looks like you could be getting in your own way. And the universe has kind of almost brought you to your knees in a sense, the Ten of Swords. This is what the Ten of Swords really is about. It's about the universe, you know, not all the time, but a lot of the time it can be the universe just bringing you to your knees. You know, it's almost like, I don't know if any of you have a Christian background, but you know, they say sometimes God will break you until you actually finally ask him for help and stop thinking you can do it all on your own. I'm not a Christian anymore, really, but I do still carry a lot of you know, you can get wisdom and understanding from any religion or anything. So I still do remember a lot of the good stuff, and yeah, that's what I feel is kind of happening here with you, where the situation, the universe, yourself, unconsciously, you know, has brought you to this point where you now have to just kind of trust the universe and kind of focus on the positive. So the overall outcome for the month is the Prince of Swords, which is a very thoughtful card, considering that you're getting away from all this thinking. Yeah, this is a card of someone who has got strong ideas, strong opinions, possibly even argumentative. But it's also the Prince, which is actually the Knight in the traditional deck. So there is movement forward here, and we do see a lot of coins here. So it looks, for me, what this card is really saying to me, even, you know, away from the traditional interpretations, it's saying to me that you're moving forward positively with a lot of money in your hands, and you're still carrying your sword. You know, you're still you've learned how to make your thoughts work for you, and to bring in the kind of abundance and security that you are looking for. So also, I think you do figure it out. I think you do really figure it out towards the end of this period. Again, there's more people here. You're working with people. You could find that you still hold some sort of leadership position in this situation. So, you know, yeah, so that if you are the guy, you could find that you are becoming the man of the house in a sense, and you kind of have a lot of people that you're kind of maybe watching over, or helping or guiding. And it could also be that, you know, if that's not the case, if you are a woman, then it could be that, you know, you got a lot of people again just to look over and to watch over, or to also kind of keep in line, keeping an eye on your thoughts as well. This is someone who possibly is letting their thoughts lead them as well. Sorry, I'm just getting that. You've got many ideas, I think, for the future. You've got many ideas about how things could go, and it's almost like maybe you're testing different things. And it could also just be that there's a lot of people with a lot of different ideas that you have to somehow pull together and move forward again, very much like the Chariot card. You're still having to kind of marry together lots of different people with lots of different great ideas and a lot of, you know, really important needs, wants, and desires that have to be kind of taken seriously. And I think you're learning to kind of basically follow the lead, even though, you know, you are the leader. The greatest leader, as we were saying before, the greatest leader is someone who can get into their emotions, intuition, or learn to listen to others, you know, being receptive, listening to how someone feels before taking action. And that's what I feel this card is saying. Interestingly enough, it's like it's not saying anything about what the card usually is about. It's talking about it does talk to me about achievement, and talks about progress. There's movement forward, most definitely, but it's whilst listening to others. There's a listening to others that's important here. Understanding other people's desires. Let's pull some more cards. Listening to other people's desires here will help you move forward in the right direction. So just to clarify that, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. Again, it talks about not being able to do very much. Not really being able to take the action that you wanted to, or not really seeing the fruits of your labor yet. That could be an issue as well. So you may not get a whole load of like accolades for what you're doing. You know, this is something that it's not going to bear any maybe physical fruit, but I think there'll be progress nonetheless. So when I say physical fruit, I don't think that maybe you won't be able to please everyone as well. Maybe that could be the case. Having to set priorities and constantly going over things, and then kind of rehashing things as you move forward. Again, that's further confirmed here with the Two of Coins here, where maybe not everyone can be happy all the time, and it really is about balance. Yeah, then we've got the Moon in Libra here. Ends on your card. It talks about peace. So this all talks about not allowing. So this is a really interesting month. You really are going with the rough and the smooth. You've got dealing with the mental issues here, but then we also end here with you having to balance your mental and your emotional kind of self, and not allowing your emotions to get the better of you. So this is a month about not allowing your thoughts or your emotions to get the better of you in order for you to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. And that means keeping your eye on the goal and taking steps that only bring you there. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. But if you would like to continue seeing how the situation may develop, I'm going to go ahead and use the Amira Love Oracle deck and pull some cards from there, and also the Wisdom of the Oracle cards as well, to see what else Spirit has to say. Yeah, and I may pull some clarifiers if needed. I think I'm going to pull some clarifiers on the Moon card, like who this person is, and you know how they'll be benefiting your life if you do decide to kind of put this effort in, because it does look like you're going to be using a lot of effort, although the effort is non-action initially. But it looks like you will have to be expending quite a lot of energy towards this person. So let's find out who they are, and what they're bringing to your life. You know, where's the, you know, got to be good give and take here. And then maybe one more card as well for the outcome to see what this Four of Wands is about. Again, I might as well pull a card for the Three of Wands. So yeah, I'm going to continue the reading a little bit further for another probably 20 minutes, and that'll be that. Okay, so take good care, and I'll speak to you then. All right, bye.